So, for question 5, is there a topic or issue you feel people focus on too much when discussing workplace equity and the various ways we can achieve it?
So I mentioned DEI. I think that's kind of a limited lens. Um, and now I know there's a lot of backlash to DEI, so people want to be also protective of that space. Um, but I, I have seen lots of problems with that, and many other scholars, David Embrick, other sociologists have been writing critiques of DEI for some time, that the focus there on just broad diversity, equity, and inclusion, where diversity is everything. And it's not really centering a conversation about, well, who's really represented in this space? Where are we underrepresented? Where are the systems of oppression rather than just identities? It's also, DEI also becomes a space for those passionate people that I mentioned, who are um, great for the passion they bring, and that they want to do something and be recognized for DEI, but they're not the experts who are grounded in that work, and they tend to take the spotlight, right, rather than uplifting and centering and rewarding the people who have been doing this work for years. And that's something that when I've done workshops with universities, with community organizations, that's something that they recognize, not just white people who are taking those DEI spaces, but they're struggling with people of color who aren't really grounded in the work, but are taking the spotlight in those spaces and being lifted up because they make the organization look good, that they have kind of like this cheerleader, or somebody who's doing kind of basic 101 work, and not really centering work that is really looking at the key issues and asking the hard questions, and again, really grounded in the research and expertise. The other issue I think that we maybe want to focus on too much, again, this is something I see in doing those workshops, and I've actually been brought back more than once to address this issue, which is that people want to jump to solutions too quickly without doing the hard work of understanding the issues and reflection on some of one's own behaviors, like sitting through that discomfort. And I think that's sometimes why we want to be like, okay, so how do we solve it? Or people want to look at my book and say like, okay, like ABC, this is what she recommends, and we do that, or we're going to start implementing that. And what people of color in those spaces who bring me in to do that work and do those trainings say that what they want is for those same individuals to really reflect on some of the behaviors that they're engaged in that are really causing harm to them as people of color. So a willingness to really sit with the discomfort on that inequity in the spaces, and consider what's contributing to that, um, and instead of just trying to jump to those solutions, right? We need to really understand the issue before we start addressing those, or kind of checking the box on all the things that we say that we're doing right.